And on Monday. Monday could be
grab straps and blocks.
I think Monday can be what's the other class we have? Restore.
So today is stretch and strength. So if you don't have blocks, improvise. If you don't have the straps, you can use a towel. So we're going to use the straps against your arms, but you can just use a hand towel and pull against the towel. Something that you're using for a strap, use that too. Just improvise. So we're going to stretch, we're going to strengthen, we're going to arrive on our mats, and we're going to take a break from what's going on in the outside world, not because we wish to ignore it, but because we can only cope and be our best selves if we take time to be our best selves. So if we take time to do some self-healing and some self-care, make sure that we are available to listen with open hearts. So, taking time to arrive on our mats in a comfortable seat. Start to feel your hips on the ground. Start to feel your spine getting a little taller, maybe lifting the crown of your head a little longer. And the place where we most commonly feel emotion is right in our core. So we're going to bring our hands to our stomach if this is comfortable for you. It's not just leave your hands in your lap. So bring your hands to our stomach. Just connect with the warmth of your hands. Starting to feel the softer torso. Connecting with the warmth of your hands. Connecting with your hips on the ground. Or if you're in a chair, And just seeing if you can let go of some tension in this space and sit with this space. Right now, for me, there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of concern for others, a lot going on emotionally. So just allowing a few moments to have that space, to have that emotion be present and acknowledge it, rather than pushing it aside so we can get to the next thing. Acknowledging it, seeing it, greeting it. And feeling it here in our body rather than putting our cognitive minds on an eternal loop of trying to figure it out, just feeling it. Being present with what's here in our physical body, what's here in our tension. And for the next few breaths, nice, slow, gentle breaths, perhaps saying to yourself, I am here for you. And then letting that go. And beginning to take nice, soft, slow shoulder circles one at a time. Just kind of landing in the shoulders, feeling any tension here. And then bring the chin all the way down to the chest. Feel the back of the neck. Send the chin all the way to the ceiling. Feel the front of the neck. And chin back to neutral. Take the ear over to the shoulder. Maybe walk the opposite hand a little further away or tuck it behind your back. Seeing how that changes, how the neck feels. And then bring the chin back to neutral and over to the other side. Maybe walking the fingers away. Chin back to neutral. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, plant the right hand and open up the left side body. Inhale as you come through center. Exhale over to the other side. Plant the left hand. Open up right side body. And if you're seated on a chair, you can just kind of hold on to the edge of the chair. You can push onto your leg. And we're moving and breathing here. So inhale, center. Exhale over. Big rainbow shape. Inhale, center. And exhale over. Try to connect with the breath. And then bring it back to center. And exhale, draw the elbows behind you. Inhale up. Exhale, drawing the elbows down and behind. Mindful of any neck tension. Look for holding patterns and compensation patterns. Bring the arms down. We're going to bring our hands onto our lap. We're going to inhale, open the chest, send the sternum forward. Exhale, pull it backwards. It's a little tiny movement, moving from the ribcage up, pushing the sternum forward, opening the chest. Exhale, hollow out the belly. Thinking about opening, expanding, filling our chest, opening our heart, and then exhaling, squeezing, and pushing out our breath. And bring it back to neutral. Bring your hands to prayer. Interlace the fingers and then pull the fingers apart. And just take them side to side through the chest. And then make your way over to a tabletop position. And we'll move and breathe here. Inhaling forward in a tabletop. Exhaling, sending the hips backwards. Inhaling forward and exhaling backwards. Really connecting with the breath. Feeling your hands on your mat. Feeling your knees on your mat. Feeling your feet. Being low to the ground. And maybe extending your hands a little further and rolling forward. Coming up, lifting the chest. Exhaling backwards. Feel free just to stay with tabletop to child. You can take your hands a little wider. And then bring it on back to tabletop. set up. We're going to take our right leg back, even with our hip. We're going to lift left hand, lift up out of that right shoulder, really starting to activate the chest. Try taking the left hand even with the left shoulder. Challenge your balance a little, and then begin to draw that right heel towards the right wrist. Challenge your balance. And then we're going to take the heel up to the ceiling, little pulses. Nice and slow and with control. Bring the foot even with the hip. Lower the foot, lower the hand. Press through the back heel, opening up the back of the right leg. And lower the right knee and turn the fingertips towards you. You may need to bring the hands closer to you. Just opening up the back of the wrists. And then switch, put the back of the hands down. A little pressure. Back to tabletop. Left leg even with the hip. Right arm even with the shoulder. Lift up out of the ground. Really strong in the chest. Don't sink into that left shoulder. Nice and strong. Draw the left heel towards the left wrist. Little pulses of the heel up to the ceiling. Bring that left heel even with the hip. Lower the right hand. Press through the toe. Lower the toes. Press through the heel. And bring that down. We're going to tuck the toes. Press into the hands. Bring strength to the chest. Draw the stomach to the spine. And then lift and hover the knees. So starting to build some strength. Squeeze the knees slowly together. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then open the knees as if you have a band around your knees. Make this hard. Squeeze together. And then open. Small movements. And then send the hips up, down dog. Find whatever movement feels good in your down dog. Side to side, bending the knees, whatever feels good. Warming up your down dog position. And then find the stillness of this pose. Connect with your head below your heart to nice, long, slow breaths. Turn your world upside down. Maybe connecting with something you need a little different perspective on. Give your head a little shake and let some tension in your neck go. And then lower the knees. We're going to bring the hands to a triangle. So bring index fingers and thumbs to touch. Triangle in front of you. You're going to come forward on your shoulders, engage the core. Knees can stay down or tuck the toes and hover. And then we're going to take little tiny movements, little baby push-ups here. Small, tiny movements. Lower the knees. Send the hips back, child's pose. If you want to feel a little stretch in the back of the arms, you're going to keep the hands active. And as if you're trying to pull the hands towards you, start to feel opening in the back of the arms. Lowering the forearms down. Bringing the torso a little bit forward so your elbows are basically under your shoulders. Engage the arms. Then start to feel like you're pulling the elbows apart without letting them move. Maybe stay here. Or if you like, you're going to tuck your toes and lift your knees to hover, engaging the core. Take the tension out of the neck. Make this in the arms and shoulders. Pull the mat apart actively with the arms. Really activate the arms. This invisible active movement should be pretty hard. And then lower the knees. Send the hips back. Reset. We're going to come on over to baby half moon. So begin by coming to a tabletop and then setting up so that you can have left hand in line with left knee and then pull the right shoulder open. Right leg can stay on the ground. Just start to connect with the shape, opening up, trying not to sink down into this left arm. Really strong, lifting up out of the ground with the left side of the body. Stomach is engaged. Hand can stay on the hip or it can lift up. We're going to start to move here. So tucking your toes can help for balance. We're going to lift this right leg and hold. If you like, you can place something underneath this right knee. We're going to lift this right leg, lift the heel, pushing the heel, small movements up to the ceiling and down, up to the ceiling and down. So we're not looking to shorten the gap between the rib cage and the hip. The torso stays long and strong. We're looking to engage the back, the top of this right leg. And then we're going to bring this right knee bent and draw it towards the chest, still keeping the torso long and strong where it is. We're going to tap the right toes down and then all the way over, tap behind. Tap forward and then all the way over. Nice and slow and with control. This is me just throwing my leg. This is me using my muscles to make this movement. See if you can find some more muscles in your leg to connect with. And then plant this right leg again. We're going to push up and come up with the torso. So land the right leg. Bring the left arm up and over. And then we're going to use our right hand just on our hip, or you can place it on your thigh, opening up. Opening left side body. Breathe. Bring it back. Come to the knees. If this is not comfortable, sit down. We're going to bring this left hand out and just take it in a nice circle. We're on that wrist for a while. So taking this wrist in a circle. Nice and slow and controlled, and then reverse the direction. And then bring it over, make a claw fist, and then over, open, nice and slow. Claw to fist, and then over. And then all the way back, we're going to set up again, nice and slow. Setting up nice and strong, lifting up out of the ground, maybe changing where your wrist is in relation to your shoulder. Maybe you take it out a little further this time. You're going to plant the right leg down solid on the ground. That might mean it needs a little bend in the knee. So once you get it solid in the ground, you're going to lift the left knee. We're going to lift the left leg out and then lift the heel. So tap the toe down, lift the heel, tap and lift. Bring that left knee down, find your way to a tabletop. Bring this left wrist, fingertips point towards you. Take a little break on the wrist. Stretch. And then left fingertips really far away from you. And send the hips backwards. Opening up. So right fingertips come towards the hips. And then press into the right palm. Press into the left palm. Strengthening between the arms. And then send it back to our regular child's. Knees can be together, apart, arms can be up, down. You can make a prayer behind the head. Lots of choices. Find what feels good to ground down and reset and take a little break. And then bringing it back to a tabletop, setting up for the other side. So setting right knee behind right wrist, choosing whether you need your toes tucked, maybe placing something in underneath the knee. We're here for a while. So really lifting up out of the ground with your muscles. Trying not to sink too much into that right wrist. You're going to lift the left leg. Squeeze the core to keep your balance. Left hand can be up or on the hip. And then lifting the heel, nice and slow and controlled. Then the left knee, tap the toes down in front. Slowly and with control, tap the toes behind. And then bring that left foot down. Plant it down. Lift the torso up. Land the foot so it's nice and strong. Reach the right arm up. Open up right side body. And bring the torso back to neutral. Find a comfortable spot to hold for a few moments and we'll work the right wrist. So bringing the wrist in nice slow circles and then back the other way. And then claw to fist and then open nice and slow. And then set up carefully, back down, right hand down, half moon shape, maybe changing where the wrist position is, opening up, getting strong. Plant the left foot down so that it's nice and sturdy. You may need to bend, then lift up. So you can lift the right leg. We're gonna lift this heel up and down, nice and strong. And then slowly back through tabletop. We're going to keep the right hand far away. Left hand goes behind. press into the left hand, press into the right hand. You're trying to push the hands away from you actively. And then set up for a regular child's pose in whatever variation you feel comfortable in. Find your breath, reset. Slowly come through tabletop and lower all the way down to crocodile pose. One hand on top of the other and forehead down. Shimmy the hips and let go. And we'll do a little back strength. And then we'll do some stretching and opening. So we'll begin by moving and breathing first. So inhaling, lifting the shoulders, and exhaling, lowering. Hands can be on the ground. They can lift and lower. Try to keep the tension out of the neck and lift from the shoulders, finding as many muscles as you can on the back line. And then we're going to lift and hover. Maybe lift the toes, maybe even lift the hand. Draw the elbows down behind you. Get a little stronger. Draw the shoulder blades together. Activate the shoulder blades. In between the shoulder blades, a whole back. Activate the glutes. Activate the back of the legs. Hold. Don't forget to breathe. And then little pulses of the elbows back towards each other. If you lifted them, if you didn't, just lift the shoulders a little more. Breathe. And then bring it back down to crocodile. This time, really shimmy the hips and see what else you can let go of. Take a really deep breath in and exhale out of the mouth, sigh it out. Bring the right heel towards the glute. Maybe reach back for the foot. If you catch the foot, press the hand into the foot. See if you can fire up the front of the right leg. So you're looking for the thigh. Maybe lifting up a little off the ground. Try pressing the hips a little more into the ground. See if you can fire up some more of the front of the leg, front of the right thigh. Slowly release the foot. Switch sides, left heel towards left glute. Maybe catch the foot. Press the hips into the ground. Slowly release the foot. Press into your hands. Send the hips back, child's pose. Quick reset. Catch your breath. And then press into down dog. Hips up and back. Lift yourself up out of the ground. Bend your knees. Look towards the hands. And take 1,000 tiny steps or float up towards the hands, landing soft. Make your feet underneath your hips with knees bent. Place your hands on your thighs. And then we're going to get long in the spine. So long from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Bending the knees. Inhale as we lengthen. Exhale as we bend. Inhale as we press into the heels. Open up the back of the legs. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend. Experiment with pulling your feet apart on the mat without letting them move. Really activate the legs. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Connect your prayer overhead and draw it down to your heart. Reset. Hands of prayer. We're going to open up side body. So inhale, hands up overhead. We're going to connect our prayer, leaving index fingers, you can't see, leaving index fingers extended overhead. To help, you can feel like you're pulling your fingers apart. You're going to activate your arms. Land your feet on the ground. Get arms strong, stomach strong, and then tilt over, left side open. Breathe.
This makes noise when I do it too.
So try to keep your hips and feet even. Try not to compromise the right side to open the left. Slowly bring it back through center and over to the other side. Breathe. And bring it back to center. Undo the hands and grab your strap or towel. So if you're just holding a towel, you're just going to hold the towel and pull. If you have this strap, you're going to bring it around your wrists. And you're going to push out. So pushing out, engaging the arms and shoulders in a very different way. I don't know what Kaylee's doing behind me.
I'm distracting myself.
Try to get the same motion in your feet. Press your feet down. Pull your feet apart. Activate the legs. We're going to inhale as we lift. Exhale as we bend the knees and bring the torso down towards the knees. Inhale as we lift.
I feel like one of those Barbies. They can't move their arms.
I don't know if you can hear Kaylee, but she just said this is a Barbie move.
Well, they can't move their arms.
Inhale, lift. There you go. Pressing actively or pulling the towel apart. Really changing the muscles in our arms. If your shoulders are not burning right now, you're inhuman. Bring it up. Take a little break. Take a shake of the arms. So really shake them out. Maybe one at a time. We're going to backstroke our arms one at a time. Nice and slow. Nice and soft. We're not done. I didn't tell you to let go of your towel.
I have another cross-brain exercise for this. You can try it. It's fun. I can't do it.
So, one of the cool tricks about yoga and when we're challenging you is it's really hard to think about all the other crazy shit that's going on when we're focusing on how much we're working the body. So, work hard. Bring your arms again into pulling into the strap or pulling your towel apart. Actively pulling something. Pull, pull, pull. It's time when we come up, we're going to engage more of the core and the obliques. So we're going to bend down, sit down into our chair. Inhale up, exhale. We're going to bring right armpit towards left knee. Still active in the strap. Inhale up, exhale over other side. Inhale.
Toe strap.
What?
So they kind of get the toe strap.
So when we do this in the studio, we have all kinds of different strength straps.
There we go.
And you always regret which one you chose.
She got the green. Why didn't you give me the green one?
All right, let it go. Shake it out. Guess we're done with the straps because Kaylee just threw it on the ground. So,
Unless we're stretching with it.
so if you have the straps, you can follow along. If not, you're just going to balance and pull. So you might want to get a looser strap. Oh, I don't have a looser strap. Wrap the straps around your ankles if you have a strap. So, did you really cry? So just above the ankles, push into the straps. Balance.
Even the strap doesn't want to torture you.
Strength. So again, if you do not have straps, you're just going to balance on this left leg and lift the right. If you have the straps, you're going to have more of a pulling motion in your muscle, just a little stronger engagement. Strengthen. You can use the left arm to counterbalance. You want to squeeze the core, and you don't want to lock the knee on the left leg. Don't overgrip the ground with the left toe. And then bring this right leg up, bring it forward, and all the way behind you. Nice and slow and controlled. Heel forward and back. Heel forward and back. See how many muscles can you find? Maybe you can find some inner thigh.
This doesn't do anything because I can't move it enough.
Land the right leg. Maybe tap it out a little. Notice left and right side. And we're going over to the other side.
I think I stretched me so much.
Landing strong on the left leg. Or right leg, lifting the left. Nice and slow. So we're lifting the heel up, but we don't want to shorten the space between the rib cage and the hip. We're really thinking about the leg. Look for compensation patterns. So when you start to use the back too much,
I'm using the bottom of my foot.
You're gripping in your toes on the right foot.
No,
you're locking the knee.
Somehow it hurts in the middle of the bottom of my foot.
Bring the left foot up to hover. Tap the toes forward and tap the toes back. Are you saying ow, ow, ow in the background? Bring it down. Release the bend. Tap it out.
I did overstretch mine. It's a different color than yours now.
Tap it out left to right. Really let go. Swing the arms a little. Loosen up. Take the feet really, really, really wide. Land the feet down. Feel like you're pressing the feet away. So we're trying to pull the mat apart. You're trying to draw the feet further apart without letting them move. So strong legs. And then we're going to slowly bring the torso forward. This is a good place to have a block. Have a block.
Oh.
So bringing the torso forward. We're moving on to the stretch. So I'll let you go. No more strength. So the wider your feet are, the more you'll feel it in the inner thighs. The closer, the more you'll feel it in the back of the legs. Take which one feels better for you today. And then take some movement. Explore your muscles, explore your legs. Try to keep the tension out of your neck. Maybe bend one knee and then the other. Really starting to feel the legs. And if you're thinking about inner thighs, maybe opening up inner thighs, holding onto your block, maybe lifting the heel of one leg. When you land the heel like this, pull the heel towards you without letting it move. Activate that leg. Feel more inner thigh, inner leg. And then switch sides. So you'll notice that oftentimes I don't mention pose names. Try to get you to have an experience. I'm trying to let you have your own experience and maybe throw away some of the traditional alignments that you might have learned or the worry of traditional alignment or any alignment. Just start to feel your own body. You can continue with your movement if that feels good. If you need another suggestion, perhaps coming to the ball of one foot and then the other. So everything that I do is just a suggestion for an exploration. This is your practice. The whole point of yoga is to get to know your own body, have an experience, connect with your muscles, connect with your breath. Bending into the knees, bringing the hands to the hips. Take a deep breath as we lift the torso up. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhale, open up. Sweeping the arms up overhead. And exhale, opening, letting go. Maybe taking this a little softer. Connecting in with your breath. And then stepping to the end of your mat, bringing it inhale up. Exhale, swan dive it down. Step left leg back, right leg back, lower knees. We're going to send the hips back for child. In child's pose, freeze the hips. Take the right hand all the way over to the right. Look at the right hand. Slowly wiggle the left hand over to the right. So now we're just opening up that left side body. Mindful of the neck, maybe resting the head on the shoulder. Breathing. And if you're not feeling any opening on the left side body, actively push the hips down and ground, and then pull the hand, the left hand, towards you without letting it move. Very slowly creep the left hand back to neutral, right hand back to neutral. And then send the left hand all the way over to the left with the hips still. Then walk the fingers like a little spider crawling over. And then all the way over to the left hand. And find an opening on the right side body, resting the head. Breathing. Slowly bring it back to neutral. I'm going to bring the torso up and the feet just wider than the hips, knees up. We're going to take a little stretching and opening and breathing. Plant the left hand behind the left hip. Press into the feet. Sweep the right hand across the body. Press the hips up. Slowly lower the hips. Sweep the right hand across. Plant it behind the right hip. Sweep the left hand over and lift the hips. And then find some movement. Bonus points if you're able to match this with your breath. Inhaling, opening. Exhaling, sweeping across. Maybe you can start to play with how your feet are placed, how your legs are placed. And then lower the hips. Find a comfortable seat. Let's work those hands a little. So bring your fingers together, fingertips together. Press your fingertips in. Strengthening fingers. And then fingertips down. Press the wrists together. And then just find a little movement, a little opening, whatever feels good. Let the hands go and take some soft, slow circles. Maybe going in both directions.
I can't circle the other direction.
And then shoulders one at a time. Nice and slow. Letting go. Begin to lower yourself down onto your back. Bring your knees in. Give yourself a hug. As you start to settle in, we have these cards at the studio that I'm sure some of you are familiar with. They have some choice language in them. So I'm going to try and think of what I can use. Oh, Smeg. So I'm going to replace some words here because we're live. So this says, rise above your Smeggheadedness. We're all Smeggheads in our own way. The trick for winning at life is developing the ability to identify our own flavor of Smeggheadedness and then rise above it. What one little thing can you do different and betterish today? Your beautiful Smeggheaded you. So I thought that card was pretty funny and pretty good for what's going on right now. Let's all rise above our Smeggheadedness. So Kayla's already in Shavasana. I was going to talk you through a few letting goes and stretches and opens. So laying in Shavasana. That's full corpse pose, legs long. We're going to take our arms open, palms up, and allow our shoulders to come to the ground. Take some wiggles, maybe really letting the muscles land on the ground. Take the right foot. So the foot is on the ground, the knee comes up, and then just let that knee tilt over. So the hips are going to start to lift off the ground. And maybe that knee comes all the way over. We're just looking to open from the shoulder onto the ground, all the way down to the hip. You can place the left hand on that leg. Take the tension out of the neck. Not thinking, about the neck. There's no perfect position for this. We're just looking for feedback from our own body. So that shoulder really heavy into the ground, opening across the ribs, mindful of anything going in on the hips and lower back. Release that right hip back down to the ground. right leg long, left leg comes up, leaving the shoulders on the ground. Slowly bring that left knee across to wherever feels nice. We're looking for nice. Opening. Breathe. Let go. And then bring it back through center. Take the feet about hip width. Point the toes. Opening up the front of the leg. Point the toes as if you're trying to touch the toes all the way down to the ground. Point, point, point. Opening up the front of the feet. Opening up the front of the legs. And then bring the toes all the way towards the shins. Plant the heels into the ground. Pull the toes up towards the shins. Maybe you're already feeling some openings here. If not, pull the heels towards you without letting them move. Push the hips down into the ground. Notice any compensation patterns. Check in on your neck. Check in on your shoulders. Check in on your low back. Check in on your face. Soften. And then let that go. Let your legs land wherever they land. Land suddenly. Land soft. Feel free to set up in whatever comfortable position is more comfortable for you, or stay here in Shavasana. So all the work is done. And we took another hour away from what's outside. So surrendering control of even your breath. Closing your eyes, softening into the ground. I'm going to begin with a reading from the Radiant Sutra. Oceans embrace a continent. Space welcomes the sun. Embrace yourself this generously. From your arms into a circle and cherish the arising of serenity. Attend the birth of something new. Thoughts dissolve into peace as you become the one who embraces all. So I think that meaning is particularly deep for right now. We need to embrace ourselves with loving kindness and acceptance completely. The more that we do this, the less fear we have in our bodies and our souls, and the more that we can embrace others as whole and complete, and with love and acceptance, no matter what their beliefs, no matter what's going on for them. We can only love others as we can love ourselves. So imagining that you are as vast as the ocean, as soft as the ocean, rolling in and rolling out, and also as strong as the ocean, as powerful as the ocean. We can be all of these things. Perhaps taking time to acknowledge our mistakes. Acknowledge that that is part of what makes us human. And perhaps letting go of the shame of our mistakes and accepting them as part of the building blocks that make us who we are. Perhaps beginning to observe your breath rolling in and rolling out without control. Surrendering to the moment, letting go. In the spirit of me rising above our own Smeggheadedness, bring your awareness to your heart center. Imagine a warmth glowing from your heart center, connecting to this space, and then bring to mind somebody that we need to surround in loving kindness and acceptance, and I invite you to make it someone that you find particularly challenging. It is not how we treat the ones that we love that shows our character, but how we treat the ones that we find more difficult. So let's rise above our own Smeggheadedness and find someone that we find a little difficult. And it can be someone you know personally or someone that is bothering you in the media right now. See them ahead of you. We're going to repeat these sentences to that person. Imagine giving these sentiments to this person. May you be happy. May you be healthy and strong. May you live with ease. See this person receiving this message. Connect with the idea of this person receiving this message. Sending out loving kindness. And then bring your hands together in prayer, rub them together and make them a little warm. And then bring them on your chest wherever is comfortable, just feeling the warmth of your hands in this space. And imagine the warmth of your hands could soften any further tension resting here. And observe these words as I say them to you. May you be happy. May you be healthy and strong. May you live with ease. We're coming right up on 60 minutes, so feel free to take a little time to remain grounded. Roll over to a fetal position, get a little more grounded. Taking your time to do whatever rituals you need to come back into the present moment and get ready to face the rest of your day. Try to finish up coming to a seated position with your hands of prayer, bringing your left and right sides to meet in front of your heart, accepting yourself as whole and complete, exactly as you are in this moment. Accepting your mistakes, accepting the mistakes you are yet to make, accepting your own Smeggheadedness, and accepting your own beauty. Accepting the miracle of your own life. Accepting your joy, your sadness, your fears. You are whole and complete. You are not broken. May we all know love, light, and connection. Thank you for joining us.